West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, something river. 76 came out over 2 years. No one cares now. We're all bored for tears. Country roads, stay at home. You know why. Wash your hands. Wear a face mask. Order delivery. I swear, this isn't a video. It's just an intro. If you bear with me for once.
Well, it's been quite a while, I very much know that, but today is the day, at least today of recording this video part, that Fallout 76 is now out on Steam. The time when no one really cares. Like, no, literally, it came out today and it's the bottom of the top selling list on Steam. It's being outsold by the $1,000 Valve VR kit. Now, of course, Fallout 76 has become the butt of the joke for a lot of people. Some YouTubers dedicated their whole month by covering nothing but Fallout 76 news. And really, it's both funny news and bad news that kind of correlate with each other a whole lot of times. When I first heard about Fallout 76 being like this multiplayer sandboxy sort of deal where you could play with other players, I'm like, I already got Rust. DayZ is a thing. I could play those sort of games, and I don't really need the Fallout aesthetics because I don't play Fallout for the aesthetics sometimes. And it all really just shows how much the Bethesda is really just out of touch, and I wouldn't say at this point milking the franchise to its very own dried nipples, but god damn it. So to the spirit that I just sang Country Roads in that terrible intro, which I'm never gonna do an intro like that anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. The barnyard of the PS2, fellas.
The greatest adventure ever on 4 legs, 2 legs, 4 legs, 2 legs.
So, the barnyard on the PS2. Why barnyard on the PS2? Why such of a thing would I do this for?
Because I've lost control of my life.
And to say the very least about the barnyard, it's a fine movie, you know, your usual kids animation movie sort of stuff. But if I was to compare this to Jimmy Neutron and the barnyard actually kind of holds up a lot more than I actually really thought. I mean, here I am, a 30-year-old, and talking about children's video games and movies. What has my life come to? I mean, when you're out of the job. And so we're super curious on how a game like The Barnyard would translate into a video game to be played by many people, and I spent 2 hours playing the game. I know I should probably do it all the way, but even in the circumstance that I'm in, I'd rather be playing Animal Crossing these days. In fact, this game is actually a lot like Animal Crossing. So of course it wouldn't be a grand video if we don't get into the developers, because this was not by THQ, but instead Blue Tongue Entertainment. And they have worked on various Nickelodeon games, but they also did The Blob, and that's really all they got to their name. So what is The Barnyard on PlayStation 2? I don't know. My safest bet is a low budget platformer and or strategy game. Who knows? So let's dive in like a pigsty in a haystack. I have never been to a farm before.
Chapter 1. Welcome to the barnyard.
So the game starts you off with a cutscene of those darn old farm animals doing farm animal stuff. It's so fun.
Just be gentle with me, Otis. It's my first time.
And you first start off with customizing your cow. I wasn't really expecting this. I thought I was gonna play as Otis, so I just flipped a guitar pick and just went from there. So I chose the girl cow.
Good looking sort of cow.
Who said that? You also get to choose a breed of cow. I don't know the difference between these other than the cosmetics. I mean, Beefmaster, If I was going to be the master of something, it'd definitely be beef. And then the name, and I really thought about this, and I decided to call my cow Betsy. Because Betsy is a cow's name. It's not a name for a gun or a ship. It's a cow's name. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, Peck, you better fasten your seatbelt.
He's dead. Alright. Before getting into things, I have to address a major problem with this game. It runs like ass. Like, yeah, I know, it's surprising. The sky is blue and Randy Pitchford is an asshole. But it is surprising to me that a game like this can just run so terribly. I guess it's because of the foliage, I guess. I kind of see a lot of layers on a lot of places, and of course, it's being taken place on a farmland, so of course, there's going to be a lot of that happening, and maybe rendering that might have affected the performance. But I'm getting way too deep into how a game like the Barnyard performs. What is the Barnyard?
So here's a strange thought I had in the middle of the night when I was playing this stupid game. It's actually a lot like GTA.
No, really. Both of the games have open world maps you can explore around, find collectibles and all that neat little stuff. Other characters will give you missions that you gotta do, and there's bikes. As far as I know, every single GTA game out there has bikes. Go ahead, call it a major stretch, but aside missions where you just run around and do stuff, the only main difference with this is that it's got mini games. A whole lot of them, in fact. They're called Barnyard Antics, and there's just quite a lot of them, but unfortunately, there are a few I can't play because they're locked and I have to play the game.
Such a bummer. Oh well, I won't be able to review all the mini games on the Barnyard on PS2. Oh wait, it's a PS2 game. There's bound to be cheat codes.
Not only you cheated yourself, but you cheated the game. It's the fucking Barnyard on PlayStation 2. Who cares anymore? First mini game, Mud Jumpers. Hot potato for mud. You know, I kind of like this one. I mean, it starts to get real intense when the pipe goes super fast and you have to, like, react to it. And honestly, it reminds me of, like, every single Ganondorf fight where it's like a tennis match. The main issue I have with the minigame is that when the pipe comes to your left, you can barely see it coming for you. Whenever the pipe comes to my left, I usually jump over it. And then when the pipe comes to my right, I usually kick it where I can see it. You know, in case you need the strategy. And it was a fun time. It was alright. Next minigame is Sharp Squirter. Alright, so in the game, you get these sunglasses from Otis, and you wear them, and you can squirt milk at anybody. And that's why you gotta wear sunglasses to squirt milk at people. And this one here is all about trying to aim at targets and just shoot them. That's about it. Good time to mention, these controls suck at this sort of thing. Like, whenever you lock onto a target, it stays on the first target it's locked onto, and you can't change it. I don't know if there's a way to change it, but I haven't seen a thing. Oh yeah, and to note, in this particular minigame, it plays the Bad to the Bone riff over and over. I don't want to deal with that on YouTube, so this minigame sucks. Next minigame is Barnyard Pool. It's fucking billiards. If you play Minnesota Fats Pool Legend on the Sega Genesis, you are not missing much here. The only rule is that you gotta hit your color balls to the holes, and then the black ball, and then you win. I'm not a fan of billiards, so it gets a pass if you like that sort of thing. Next minigame is Tease the Mailman. Please respect your postal workers. This is a weird one because, like, it's kind of confusing on how you're supposed to pull off these tricks. I thought they were going to be like QTEs, but if you press the first button in one of these combinations, you gotta press the next button. Like, I thought it was choosing things at random without realizing I gotta press the first button to do one of the things. Honestly, the main appeal of this is seeing my cow Sona just do some wacky stuff while the mailman is none the wiser. Wait, did I just say? Kind of fun if you know what you're doing, it's a pass. Bike race. It's a race on bikes. Biking kind of works kind of like the same way like in San Andreas, like I said. Where you tap the X button over and over to accelerate. You can like do a speed boost when you press L1. And despite the fact that this first race that I did was actually my first win, it felt like the hardest thing I've ever done. I don't like this. Next minigame, Vegetable Patch Defender, where you gotta keep those raccoons off the patch. And in all honesty, this practically has no difference to the previous minigame where you gotta shoot your milk at targets. Sure, it's a little bit more objective based. You can throw the raccoons off the fence, and that's pretty much it. All it really is, it just feels like a defender sort of deal. And like I said, these square controls are not good. This is not good. Chasing chicks. Even a cow can be a simp. I'm so sorry. I mean, okay, literally in this one, you pick up chicks just to throw them back into their coop. But you gotta throw these chicks at special colored rings because you get special points for special throws. Kobe. He also could just squirt milk at your opponent Otis here, but like, you know at Donkey Kong where they offer you those hammers to destroy the barrels, but like it's actually much more better to just jump over them? It's like that here. That's not a good analogy in any way. It's alright, I guess. Barnyard Darts. It's just not good. Like, I'm not even joking here. This might be the worst minigame out of the whole bunch. You don't aim. It's automatic up and down, left and right, and it's just like you can't hit the blue darts because it goes through the other player's points, and it's just fucking terrible. Whack-a-rat. It's whack-a-mole, boys. And this one is actually not so bad either. I mean, of course, it is whack-a-mole, and all my training from playing Snatch all the damn time has brought me to this own moment. And of course, there's obviously the obstacle that you can't hit or else you'll lose points, but I hate everything, so it should give me points. Otherwise, I like a good old whack-a-mole game. This gets a good pass. Chicken launch. It's also not good. First, you gotta power your shot by tapping X to shoot Carl Weezer into the fucking sky. And then you control PJ from Goof Troop flying in the air like a bird in the sky, but it's still not good. You go through these rings to get some extra points, and there's a point in the end where you like gotta hit a hole in a barn, but like, no, I'm good. Go for golf. I might be rushing at this point, but I'd rather be playing Outlaw Golf than this. It's actually not good to control at all. Joyride, where even cows are oppressed minorities when it comes to the Force. So it's another race, but you're driving this time, which is a lot more different than biking. Then the pigs will be on your tail, and they're not the farm type, so you better not get caught. Don't do that. Yeah, I just gave up after this. Cow tip. What the fuck is that? War is a hell. That's not even the snotty kid. So even the barnyard gets a turret section. That's fucked up. And like, yeah, I get it. It's like in the movie where the cows take revenge on the stupid kid that tipped them over. You can't do that. What are these youngsters doing these days? They should be on their phones. Like, yeah, sure, it's your dime a dozen turret section. And, you know, you can have as much fun as that as you really can, but like, it's just a pass at the very end of the day. And the very last minigame, Milk Bar. It's fucking Tapper. I wish I was kidding on this. This is literally just Tapper, but you're serving milkshakes to cows, which isn't that kind of fucked up that cows are drinking their own stuff? And it's like, yeah, I do appreciate an arcade classic like this. I certainly don't mind it. I mean, hey, if there's a way to play the original arcade Tapper on modern consoles, I would be down for it. Because at the very end of the day, I wouldn't prefer my version of Tapper to be on the barnyard. It's like, I don't know, like the Family Guy game had their own minigame where you played Centipede in their game. It's like, I'd rather be playing the original Centipede. And with that, that's all the minigames on here.
So hey, a fine selection of minigames and a classic arcade game with janky controls. You know, I can definitely say that this isn't the worst set of minigames I've ever had. I mean, it has like an arcade game as one of them, but it's a fun selection. It still is a shame you can only play with yourself. I mean, if you so happen to have this game with another controller, another friend that's like drunked up in their ass, sure, you could probably enjoy playing barnyard mini games with them.
I wish I had that feeling. But hold up, you think we're done here? No, we gotta check out the extra features, like concept art and animations. Oh, you all know this one. Yeah, I bet you like that shit, huh? You didn't do it. That aside though, yeah, it's actually kind of cool to see stuff like this. I know, it's the barnyard, but hear me out. See, the thing is that, like, these things are like relics, like cheat codes. Sure, yeah, concept art can be in art books nowadays, but you never really get to see those in the game itself. Along with these, like, little cookie animations that just seem like they're like, oh, this is just like a placeholder test sort of deal. And even those are, like, super hard to come by these days. And that's something I highly appreciate more these days than if I was, like, a kid or something. Sure, maybe something like cheat codes are like microtransactions these days or DLC, but a whole gallery of stuff that the developers went out to make and everything, that's actually kind of nice to see in those sort of days. Even more so all these other games that the company were putting out at the time, like, you never get to see shit like this in nowadays. Like, this is such of a fucking fossil. So the Barnyard 2 is actually really not that bad, but not that good. A pretty decent, like, THQ movie game license game. However, a fact still remains that at this very own moment, it has a higher score on Metacritic than Fallout 76. So it all comes together at this point. Hell yeah!
I'm gonna kick your magical butt with a brand new Snotty Boy special on Friday. Sweet! Lucky for you, I have super awesome powers. So get ready to drop it like a snot.